Hello and welcome. This is Science Fiction Snob, sent from the far future to save you from bad science fiction. Today I'm going to review the historical documentary Space Force, which you can find on Netflix. Space Force chronicles the attempts by the US government to set up the first permanent American moon base. This may be of interest to some of my present-day viewers, as this is the first step towards humans moving into the solar system and eventually the universe. A lot of details from this time were lost, and this documentary is very detailed, so it should be of interest, especially to history buffs in the audience. This documentary is also interesting because it happens in almost real time. Normally 20, 30, 50, 100 years go by before historians can go through all the records and come up with an accurate view of what went on during any time period. Space Force focuses on the first man to lead it, U.S. Air Force General Mark R. Naird. General Naird has had a very full professional life, including being a 40-year-old virgin and building a boat for God. Starting as a slightly retarded newsreader in the 1970s, he overcame his handicap to become a low-level manager at a mid-sized paper company in Pennsylvania, and then on to be a 4-star general in the U.S. Air Force. This is especially surprising since ancient humans rarely change industries throughout their short 80-year lifetimes and are, on average, quite lazy. Before I talk about what this documentary covers, here are a few historical facts about early 20th century America that I gleaned from it. Number 1. American military personnel can kidnap and detain American citizens at will. American presidents get to decide when generals can have sex with their wives and will often use it as a carrot to inspire better work performance. Number 3. Monkeys eat dogs. And finally, American fathers love their daughters so much they will risk catastrophic nuclear war and use expensive U.S. military assets to help their daughters steal bikes from poor people. This first season of the documentary covers various problems plaguing Space Force, including difficult decisions regarding what the uniforms of the new command should look like, how to get a monkey to repair a wayward satellite, budget hearings, detecting and capturing spies by unqualified personnel, establishing a moon base with unprepared and unqualified crew, and how to start a global nuclear war. Just a side note that may interest amateur historians, the U.S. 56th President, Alexander Occasionally Cortex, makes an appearance in this season. Notable about this show is how it departs from the usual documentaries of this time. Most documentaries feature interviews and stock footage. This one follows the characters almost in real time. Either all of the important people agreed to be followed constantly by cameras, or this era's surveillance capabilities are much more sophisticated than first thought. If you are a student of the ancient human spaceflight program and want to watch a documentary of its history by the people living it in near real time, then I highly recommend this show. I'm looking forward to the next season when we can find out if the moon base set up at the end of this season is the unsuccessful attempt where everyone dies. I hope you enjoyed this review of the historical documentary Space Force on Netflix. And be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this.